Hi guys, so we are on no delay and we start the warm-up session, but we'll wait a little bit to, I don't know, maybe some of you will join. I'm not gonna talk if there are no viewers, of course. Okay, so we already have 2 viewers. Hey Christy, who else is there? So we don't have any delay. So we are completely live. Hello Fabiano, hi, welcome to the stream, to the warm-up session for Sunday. I noted some situations I want to discuss and show you guys in hello Fabian Spiegelenberg, I guess. Sorry about the mispronunciation. Okay, so let's jump right into it. I have here the GTO wizard. First, I want to talk about the situation. We'll start slowly and we'll build. I have 5 situations, and then after we finish these 5 spots, then I will ask you guys to come with any interesting spots that you would like to see, and we can discuss on them, right? So first, let's start in a GPV situation. GPV 8 players, yes, okay. And I will start with 50 blinds effective. From UTG1 we raise, and I want to see if we get a 3-bet from a hijack, from the hijack. First, let's see what does the hijack has in the 3-bet range. So usually you can see it's more inclined to the offsuit part of his range. So we have the ace jack off, ace queen off, ace king off, but not in a full frequency. So like in 60% frequency. King queen off has a higher frequency in 3-betting, and of course queens, kings, aces, and ace king suited full frequency 3-bets, right? And then you can see even in 50 blinds, so this is GPV, this is not ICM. We don't have a full frequency, or even we don't have more than 50% frequency in 3-betting 9s, 10s, and jacks. So this is interesting. And let's see, so everybody folds, and what should we do, the opener? So in 50 blinds effective, you should consider raising 10s and calling pocket pairs 3s to 9s that are full frequency calls. So yeah, this is quite interesting. And you might consider 4-betting ace jack off and call ace queen off. So you have a higher frequency in 4-betting ace jack off, because it's not as strong as ace queen off. So ace queen off you can play post flop quite well. You can see that we are folding ace 10 off, king jack off, queen jack off, and a large portion of king queen offsuit as well. And we are calling, so this triangle here, the offsuit broadways, we fold. Even ace jack off you can fold. You can adapt this during the session and adapt it to the player you're playing against. And we are calling a lot the suited part of our range. So we are defending 10-8 suited, 10-9 suited, 8-9 suited. We are defending with a call with king, queen, so all the broadways, even ace queen suited that plays very well post flop. And you might throw in some bluffs with ace-8 suited, a7 suited, that you basically blocking his 8, 9, 9, 10 and so on. So yeah, this is the first spot. Okay, let's say we re-raise from, so we 4-bet him to 16 blinds. This is how his range should look like. So the hijack range, ace queen off call and aces, and ace king shoves kings, queens and jacks, and he also calls 10s and 9s occasionally. Yeah, 8s, 9s, 10s occasionally. Okay, so this is the first situation, not as complicated. Then I want to move to a different scenario in ICM. Let's say 50% of the field is left. Okay, 8 players at the table, and I want to choose a scenario in which we open from the cutoff and we are 3-betted by the blinds, but I want to choose I think this one is quite, let's see this one, cutoff or hijack, right? So I want to see if we raise not from UTG fold, we raise from hijack, we have 38%. Oh, I didn't. So the PKO, in a PKO scenario, sorry. Yeah, I want to choose that PKO scenario. Okay, so we raise from the hijack. This is not the scenario I chose. Just a second. Hijack or cutoff, I want to have something like 34. This is a spot. Okay, so we raise from the hijack, and I want you to pay attention to the pairs, right? So how 8s, 9s, 10s, so this is the range, usually the opening range from the hijack in 66 blinds here. Let's take the cutoff. The cutoff range for opening in 34 blinds. So we open. Okay, the button folds, and here is the small blind range of 3-betting. So he should start betting from ace-8 off. Again, you can see a shift in aggression in a matter of suitedness, right? So you can see the offsuit part of his range is 3-betting because it doesn't play as well post flop, and you call with a large part or large chunk of your suited hands here. So we open from the cutoff. The small blind covers us. So again, it's a PKO, and we started playing ICM. So if the small blind 3-bets, big blind folds, what range? Okay, so even if we are covered, so you start calling with 4s to 7s, and you have a very small frequency with pocket 8s, 25%, something like that you just call. The rest of your range, of your frequency, you shove like 40%, and another 25% here that you 4-bet. Moving to the 9s and 10s, you basically raise or shove. Jacks, you have a higher frequency in 4-betting because you want to induce a shove from weaker, and you start calling. So against the small blind from the cutoff, you start calling ace-10 off, king-jack off against this sizing, and the suited part. You can see the whole suited broadways, except king queen suited that you want to raise. You are blocking kings, queens, so and you can fold ace queen off when you shove king queen suited here. So you can see again the suited part is calling. So let's see if we elect to shove, right? And you also, against a small blind, when you're in position, you can elect to call. You have a full frequency in calling kings and aces here. So because it's the way you can get most value, because he will c-bet a lot of the time in a 3-bet pot on the flop, so you'll get more value than shoving and him getting to fold some ace7, ace8, ace9 that he 3-betted you. So we go all in, and the small blind, when he covers us, because it's a PKO, will start calling 8s, 9s, 10s, 7s. It's not a full frequency call because it's not a full frequency 3-bet. Okay, and he has to call all these broadways. Okay, this is the second scenario I wanted to talk to you about. So now I want to move to ICM. We had two interesting situations on the bubble in the 85, the other session. So let's go. So ICM, PKO, 2 tables left. Okay, 8 players. Why don't I have a different? Okay, 2 tables left. Okay, so let's see. Let's take first the call that we made with Queen 10 against 9-10 off, blind versus blind. So we need to have some similar stacks in which we cover from the big blind. 16, 14. I think this is the closest one that we can get. Yeah, this one. Okay, so everybody folds, and look what the small blind should shove. So any ace, offsuit ace, the smaller suited aces as well, and he should start limping some ace-x suited. He limps all of, so a lot of his suited range, also shoving some king x offsuit, right? And he shoves pairs and some 8-6 suited, 9-7, 8-9, 10-9, 8-7. So these are shoves. The other are limp, and the offsuit part is limp fold. The suited, depending on the sizing, they can. I think it's. Let's see. So if the small blind calls, and the big blind. So we should shove pairs and raise our top end of the range so we can induce a shove. It makes sense. Let's raise to 3 and so the small blind folds a lot when he limps. He now folds the connected pair, the connected cards without the suits, and he still calls some suited jack x, queen x, king x to see a flop. But let's move to our situation. So the small blind shoved. Look what when we cover what we should call. So our queen 10 off, it's borderline because it's not a full frequency call. So again, you can adapt this range depending on the player you're playing with. So if you remember, I opened his profile and I saw that he was a regular, and I decided to call with queen 10 off. So it is the most of the time it is a call, but not in full frequency. So you should call with any ace, starting with king 9 off and king 8 suited, and of course all of the pairs. Yeah, okay, interesting. And the a7 off. We were the same situation, ICM, PKO, but I have to choose a different stack size, different stack sizes, last two tables. And the button covered us and we were in the small blind, but covered us only by a small margin. So let's see if we, okay, let's choose this one. Yes, okay. Everybody folds and the button shoves and we are covered. And we had, if you remember, we had a7 off in the small blind, and I couldn't. I folded eventually. It's, I mean, it is a full frequency call, but let's see the range that button has to shove. So he should shove any ace-x. Okay. He should shove pocket pairs, and he should shove 10-9 suited, Jack-9 suited. I mean, I just want to think if this is reasonable for his shoving range, but it looks fine. I think he shoves all of this from the button. Maybe he doesn't shove. I mean, he shoves Jack-10. Yeah, Jack-9 suited as well. Yeah, I think it's quite right. So he shoves, and we should call a7 off here. So it is the bottom of the range, but yeah, we should have called there probably. So yeah, this was a slightly mistake from our part, but no worries. And I want to show you on a final table. Actually, I want to discuss two situations. PKO final table, 9 players. Yes, and we want to cover the big blind. The big blind should have something like 17. Okay, let's see. Because we had another situation. Okay, so this is about right. In which we were at the final table. First hand we had ace-jack suited. So it is an open from, we had 50 blinds. Okay, we open. So remember, this is the final table, PKO, and we have an ICM implication being the final table. So we open and we got shoved by the big blind. So at the final table, this is what, in theory, so in GTO, game theory optimal, this is what the big blinds should shove. 8s plus, ace jack off occasionally, but he should call those. Ace queen off, ace king off, and some bluffs, but I don't think in retrospective that he will shove these ones. But I think he will shove also this part of the range as well, and some king queen suited maybe. Okay, so let's see when he shoves. Okay, so okay, ace jack suited, it's a call. Okay, we folded. We end up folding because we didn't want to compromise our position at the final table. But yeah, I think ace-10 suited should be a fold, and yeah, okay, we should have called ace-jack suited against the 20 blinds range there. Interesting. So you call with 8 plus. I think you can narrow to be sure. Hey Nick, and hey Pokey. Oh, thanks Carl Wybrow for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. So I think you can narrow down at the final table to call, okay, 8 plus in matter of pairs, and ace queen off, and ace jack suited plus. I think you can call this when you cover. I think it's decent. Okay, and let's see another. So at the final table, I want to check if the solutions are right here. No, I have to change this. I saw solution. Oh, this is the right spot. Okay, I saw an interesting hand on another streamer. I'm not gonna tell who because it doesn't matter. So let's see this. So we have pocket queens in 20. We have 28 blinds. You can see here the number of blinds. We have 28 blinds. We are at the final table with a PKO, so with a bounty. Bounty final table, ICM implications. We opened from 28 blinds from UTG1. Okay, everybody folds. The small blind covers everyone. It covers also the big blind. So look, the small blind directly shoves. Look at the big blind range. So the big blind should only call jacks plus. Jacks, queens, kings, some ace king suited, ace queen off, and aces, of course. So very linear range should the big blind call. The big blind call as well. So small blind shoves, big blind called as well. And now the UTG +1, we are covered. So the UTG, we are UTG. We have to call only queens plus and also fold ace king off here. Call ace king suited, ace kings and queens only. And I would make an argument of folding queens sometimes here. I mean, of course, it depends on for how much money do you play, but I would make an argument for folding. But look what happens, guys, if we change. So we open from UTG, and the small blind doesn't shove on us and on the big blind. He raises, so he 3-bets to 6 blinds. Look now what the big blind range looks like. So he doesn't have a full frequency shove with the queens there. He has a 4-bet to 12 blinds. He shoves kings, ace king, and raises aces and ace queen suited. But let's see, if the small blind raises and the big blind elects to shove, look how our range should look like. So now we cannot even call queens, guys. We call only kings and aces. We don't call even ace king. Not suited, not offsuit. So look at how that changes our range only by small blind 3-betting, big blind shoving, as opposed to small blind shoving and big blind calling the shove, of course. So I think it's quite interesting to see these spots. So you can only call there kings and aces. So if you make a final table today and you have this type of situation, remember that you have to be tight in these spots. Eventually, on that hand that I saw, so the gun had queens, small blind shoves, big blind shoves, and he eventually called, and small blind had kings, big blind had aces. But you saw, if the small blind shoves and big blind shoves, queens, in theory, it's a call. But I would fold in this scenario. So yeah, these were my spots for you guys. Let's hear from you. Do you have any spots you want to discuss? Write them in the chat so we can add them in the GTO wizard and see the solution. I'm waiting for you guys to propose any interesting hands. If you have any, of course. GG, Humanly Man. GG for your result. Do you have any hands that were interesting? Because this is the warm up session that we wanted to do on this Sunday before we start the session. We don't have any delays, so whatever you write, I will see it immediately and answer. Do you don't have any questions? Don't want to see any other spots? I will wait for a couple of minutes, maybe you're writing, and if not, we will close the warm-up session and prepare to play. I will stream from 4:30 today. Okay, so blind versus blind spot with jacks. Was it on a final table? So it's ICM and it was with a bounty, and how many blinds? These are the details we need to know, so I can add them. Come on, Humanly Man, write faster. ICM, PKO. How many players at the table? I guess 8. $70 deep. Okay, so I guess it's not ICM. Okay, let's see. So then let's choose GPV and choose. We don't have 70, but I will choose 60 blinds deep. And you are blind on blind, right? So you opened from the small blind. You should open out of position 4x. Ah, no bounty. Okay, so we'll change that. Okay, it's not with bounty. Okay. Raise to 4x. He calls. So he should call a lot of ace x, king x in these stack sizes. So he calls, and the flop is king 5-4. Mono, you said mono. Let's choose spades. King 5-4. Okay, then you bet 20%. Okay. Look how his range should be like He's not folding any king X, basically, so he should continue. He calls. Turn is a king, another king. Let's put the king of hearts. Okay. Okay, you bet now 40%. I will choose from here 33%. And he raises, right? To 2.5. This is the sizing. Okay, so let's see what he has in his raising range. So he has a lot of king X, of course, with trips. He has to raise. And some ace X, but ace X with a he should raise also some ace X, as you can see, but in a small frequency, of course. Usually he raises king X and some ace X with a ace X offsuit with a spade. He could raise on the turn. So let's see, he raises, and you should do what? So you should call pocket jacks. You should call if it played like that. You should call pocket jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s. It's the same scenario. And then on the river you check, right? So when you called, right? Yes. And the river was a 5. That, I guess, offsuit. Okay, and then you check, and he should bet with all of his king X. I mean, he should go all in with all of his king X, and he should go all in with his bluffs as well, like king jack suited or king jack, queen jack off. He shouldn't get here with queen jack off. No matter if he had a spade, he shouldn't get there with queen jack off, and he should start bluffing. I mean, he should jam a lot of his bluffs with queen jack off, with 10-7 off, 9-7 off, all of his bluffs that got to the river without value. He should start bluffing there. Yeah, interesting spot. Blind on blind are not the easiest spots you can have. Okay, guys, so if you don't have any other questions, this was our first warm-up session together. Okay, so good luck today. We'll have a very big Sunday session, ginormous session in matter of buy-ins and also in the matter of tournaments played and in prizes as well. So we hope to do a nice to have a nice result. So good luck to you as well, and see you at 4:30. I will start streaming. Yeah, I mean, you don't have any reason to jam pocket jacks there. You have enough value, and sometimes you can check call when he starts betting ace highs. So I think you played it quite fine with jacks there. Thank you, Axile. Thank you. Akhilesh, sorry, mate. Sorry. Good luck to you too. And yeah, maybe we'll meet at the table, guys. So see you soon in 2 hours. Good luck.